Wrestler here on the spot with Rico Montoya, former 5-time state champion, 2-time Fargo All-American, and an NHSCA national champ. More importantly, he's currently a wrestler at the University of Northern Colorado. We're really excited to have Rico here and to catch up with him. We know that the wrestling community is curious to see what Rico's been up to, and so we have a few questions for him. Tell us what you've been up to the last year at UNC. I know you went there last summer and you started summer school and you're also starting to work out, and I know that you're carrying a heavy academic load and you're having to balance that with wrestling. So yeah, tell us what you've been up to the last year as far as wrestling's concerned, and how you're adjusting to academic wrestling life.
Wrestling wise, we're just staying busy, you know. I think we lift Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, and then we have practice Tuesday, Thursday, Fridays. But aside from that, you know, I'm trying to pick up extra workouts as much as I can. Academic-wise, I think UNC did a real good job. We had to get 8 hours of study hall as incoming freshmen, so I'd go practice and then right into the study hall room, you know, just trying to knock out those hours and stay on top of it that way. And then picking up a class coming up this summer, just trying to get ahead of this, because I'm a biomed major, so whenever I can knock out classes in the summer, it's pretty convenient just to not have to maybe take 12 credit hours in the fall or spring, opposed to 15 credit hours, and focus on my wrestling a little bit more, you know.
I mean, how many classes are you taking a summer?
This summer I'm taking 5 credit hours, so it's one class, but it's with the lab, so it's basically basically two classes.
And so what's the adjustment been like in balancing wrestling with your academics?
Putting more time. Like high school, you know, you could do one of those last minute study sessions before a test and pass with an A. Like in college, I think like the first test I got was like an 80-some, and I was like, what? Like, it was a big shock for sure. So just making sure you study ahead of time, and I don't know, like you study your opponents and stuff. You gotta study your stuff right after, before class, after class, and stuff. Just to make sure it's first nature to you.
Okay, right on. So having to really stress a very disciplined schedule, which, I mean, was it like that in high school for you, in balancing academics and wrestling in terms of your discipline and having to be very strategic with your schedule?
Sort of, in a way, yeah, because I live in the ranch, so I have to, if I can knock out homework during school, I'd knock out homework during school and workouts and stuff. And like up till junior year, I was on ride all the time, so I had to strategize pretty much the night before on how I was getting to practice and stuff.
So how was your first year of college wrestling? The adjustment to college wrestling? How was the change up from high school? You know, wrestling for Troy Nickerson, transitioning to the Division I level. Speak to those things.
I loved it. The intensity was definitely way up there, you know. Like coming from New Mexico, you know, you have tough matches every now and then, you know. And college life, in the college, you have those tough matches every back to back. I think, what was it? I wrestled Cody Brewer one weekend, and the next weekend Nashon Garrett was my first match. So it was definitely a big adjustment. Just got to get more, I don't know, intense and go back to wrestling my style. I kind of felt like this year I was wrestling to stop what others did, and I think I've been working more on getting back to what I've been doing, you know, setting up my stuff, setting up my shots, and I think that was one thing I gotta get on better too, that I've been working on this summer, is just my setups to my shots better.
I know at the Big 12 tournament you wrestled Earl Hall, who's now a 2-time All-American for Iowa State, and you wrestled him. You were up on him, and you ended up giving up something there at the end. So I know, following you through the season, I know you're right there.
Gotta stay wrestling on the edge. Something you preached to me quite a bit as well too. Yeah, wrestling on the edge, and I think this year, like a lot of the time I got scored on, I think it was like short time on the clock left. So just gotta stay wrestling through the period and off the mat.
Was it kind of difficult adjusting to the new rules?
It shocked me because I didn't know that, because I wrestled this whole year knowing that 4-point year fall and stuff. And I went to the Colorado State tournament to just watch that, and I saw him give 3-point year fall, and I was like, there's still 3-point year fall, but I guess that rule hadn't followed through to the high school. And then actually the out of bounds rule, I kind of like that, because they can play with you or against you, but if you push the pace and shoot people off the mat, you know, it's gonna come in your favor. First push out's a stall, next push out's a point, you know, depending how the ref sees it. So I like that quite a bit, actually.
Okay, so I guess on that note, in previous interviews we've asked guys what they consider to be their style of wrestling. So I'm curious, how do you characterize your style of wrestling?
I've been trying to just go, you know, just push the pace, and I feel like I get tired of my matches a lot, but it's because I think I push the pace. So I know when I get tired, the guy I'm wrestling is usually probably way more tired than what I am, you know. So just try to push the pace and get to my attacks and stuff.
So just being a go-getter, a hammer.
Trying to, yes, sir.
So, I mean, you know, now that you finished your first year of college, what do you think's been the biggest lesson?
I think just being ready to go any time of the year, at any time, you know, just like in high school, I'd always call flip the switch, but in college, you gotta flip the switch times 10, you know, just adjust, because you're not gonna have an easy match. You go in with the slightest doubt or the slightest, well, I don't know, whatever, and you're gonna pay. You know, if, like in high school, you're having an off day, you know, you could get by with it. In college, if you're having an off day, you better fix that real quick, because you'll get exposed for sure.
So in terms of flipping the switch, could you take us through like your training approach from a day-to-day, a week-to-week basis? And I think talking about of course, the physical aspect of wrestling, but what about, you know, the weight management, the nutrition part? Yeah, speak to those things.
The nutrition, I've been figuring that out as I go, for sure. Nickerson had to tell me, I think, one tournament we got back, and we stopped at a gas station after the airport, and I got a Kikito, and he was like, "Hey, that's not going to be good for your diet." So I've been eating clean for sure. Like this year was hard too because we had the dining hall. So you walk into a buffet full of everything, and you're like, "Oh, just one bite of whatever. It's not going to be too bad, you know." But this summer I've been eating healthier. I put on about a good probably 7-8 pounds since season's let out. So walking around like 140, 47, 48. Not too bad.
Okay, so what weight are you gonna go next year? Because I know you were at 133 this last year. So
Probably go 33. That's the plan this far, you know.
what is your typical day during the college season?
During the season we have weights for Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 7 a.m. So that to class, and then after class, you know, usually I'd probably go take a nap after my first class. Usually in the season, I napped a lot in the season. I don't know why. I don't know if it was a cut or what. Like when I cut weight, I napped quite a bit. So class to a nap, and then get my food in. We have practice every day at 3:30, so that's a given. But usually I go to practice, go to dining hall after practice, and then hit up study hall till about 9 o'clock.
I remember my napping days. And so I think that gets at the importance of sleep. And so did your sleeping schedule, was that a major factor in how you're feeling physically and all around?
If I nap too much, you know, you go into practice groggy or whatever, and I hated those days. So if you need an hour nap, that was pretty good usually.
Okay, naps are fun.
Oh, it's always. Except those naps are like 5 minutes, and you wake up and it's like 2 hours later, and you're like, what? What?
Where am I? Coach Troy Nickerson, you know, former Division I national champ, 4-time All-American for Cornell. He's currently the head coach at UNC, and I know there was a lot of excitement when Coach Nickerson came on board, and he just finished his second year as the head coach of the program. And then I know another exciting thing is that UNC is now part of the Big 12 with, you know, the hammers like Oklahoma State, Iowa State. So what's that been like in terms of being able to work with a guy like Nickerson, and then also being able to be in such a powerhouse of a conference?
Nickerson is nice because he's close to my weight, you know, so I get to roll around him from time to time and sharpen up some skills. And he's actually helped me a lot on my riding aspect, because in high school I was pretty good at riding, but he's getting me to the next level, so I got to start turning and pinning the best guys in the country, you know. And my bottom two, you know, like New Mexico, usually you could get out one moving out. College with the riding time, I knew it was an important adjustment to make sure you get out as quick as possible, you know. Especially that riding time point. It'd be a 2-2 match, but if somebody's on top for 2 minutes, they're gonna win off that riding time. It's crucial to just get out right away.
So that's been something, obviously, is learning how to ride and
learning not to get ridden. Yeah. But the conference as well. The conference, it's on the rise for sure. I think this year we had the second most qualifiers, or second or third most qualifiers, or All-Americans compared to the Big Ten. So hopefully stay growing and getting better for sure.
Right on. I mean that's exciting from the coaching aspect, and then obviously being in such a powerhouse of a conference. You've had the opportunity to go down to the Olympic Training Center in Colorado Springs, and you've been able to train with some of the best senior and junior guys in the freestyle Greco circuit from the United States. And so I was wondering what your thoughts were on that and the opportunity to go and train and what that's been like.
Brandon Slay is a genius, man. I think he's actually leaving the Olympic Training Center now to go to Pennsylvania to be like a athletic coordinator or something like that. But he just has everything. We got their itinerary, you know, we knew when practice was going to be. That wasn't on the world team last year, but they had the world team members had like recovery days where they go into like ice baths and stuff. I think me and Jacob Seeley, my roommate, he actually won Fargo last year, but we hit the Monta 2 incline on one of the days off, and that was a mistake. That wasn't a day off right there.
So tell the New Mexico guys that don't know what that is.
It's basically just like 1.5 miles of steps going up, and you get to a point where it looks like you're gonna be done, and so we got to that point. We're like, oh, we're done, but no, boom, right there. And the funny thing is Nickerson was with us over there. We told him we were going to hit it up, and he was like, yep, the fastest time's like 18 minutes or something like that. Me and Jacob looked at each other, we're like, we could probably be 18 minutes. So we started, we probably hit like the first 50 steps. We looked at each other, we're like, we're not going to be 18 minutes. It's fun though.
And so that's the incline that's right outside the Olympic Training Center in Colorado Springs.
Yeah,
correct?
the Monta 2 Springs, whatever it's called.
Okay, it's pretty intense from all the pictures that I see. Rico, I know you just finished the first year of your college wrestling career, which means that you still have a majority of your career left to go. And so what we're curious to hear about is your short-term goals. So what do you hope to accomplish as far as wrestling is concerned, what you want to get your degree in, then also maybe your long-term goals when you're done with college wrestling.
Nickerson focuses a lot on just getting 1% better each day. So if you get 1% better each day, you know, in 100 days, it's going to be a whole better you. So probably just working to sharpen my skills, you know. So if I sharpen my skills and my teammates sharpen their skills, I think we could accomplish our team goals and try to finish, you know, place, become a top 10 program in the country. So that, and then just, I'm hoping to become a dentist, hopefully. So just stay on top of my schoolwork, you know. It's pretty important. Just it's a competitive field to get into dentistry, so the more A's I could get, the better I can ensure myself getting into a good dental program. And then wrestling-wise, you know, I obviously want to be a national champ and All-American. So if I get 1% better each day, and focus on scoring the next point, I think those. You can't accomplish the big goals until you chop down the small trees, you know. So just one swing at a time, I should be able to accomplish those big goals. I think so.
It's probably a little bit premature because you're focused on college wrestling and this next semester. So, do you have any thoughts maybe beyond college at all, or you just focus on the task at hand?
I think I got to accomplish this, and if I do good, you know, maybe try to do, because I think I'll graduate around 2020. Maybe try to give it a run, give a run for Tokyo or something like that. We'll see. But as of now, just task at hand, and of course I want to go into coaching. I think I don't know if I want to go high school or start a club down here in Vegas or something, but I want to come back to New Mexico and coach somehow.
Nice. So you definitely want to stay part of the wrestling community in some way.
Oh, you can't leave once you get in.
Right on. For New Mexico wrestlers, I think at the high school level, the junior wrestling level, I think what they would be curious to hear is like your tips for success. I think in the high school level and the college level, because I think getting to train with you, and I know a lot of other guys would testify to this, is that you put in the work and you're always the guy that was staying after practice and putting in the extra work. You were picking everyone's minds and really getting better. And so what tips would you have for the younger guys if they want to reach the top of the podium, whether that be at the state championships, national championships?
you just can't remain stagnant and content. You know, once you get content, that's when people catch up and get you. You know, I think I had a real good support system over here. I'd wrestle with Marcos Martinez, Matt Luna would come in a lot. You know, we had Daniel, Adam, and Jake. So I was blessed to be surrounded by a lot of people better before and just beat me up for a bit when I was a youngling. And then in the summers, I traveled a lot to Rio Rancho, wrestled with Coach Nathaniel Augustin. Went to Rio Grande quite a bit. Jose Tapia, I'd go to wrestle with Jose Tapia quite a bit. You know, so just Vicente Varela, I'd go wrestle with him quite a bit. So it was just nice being able to go wrestle with different people, get different looks, and just pick everybody's brain, man. Like, a lot of the stuff I do is probably a little bit of what everybody's done that I've wrestled with throughout the years.
And I think that's something that I always really admired about you, and I think other people probably admire about you, is that you pick everyone's mind and you're able, you know, you're open to feedback, and I think that's carried you far, and it's probably gonna carry you even further, being open to that stuff. And so that's really cool to see, because then I get to learn, everyone else gets to learn from you when you do come back. And so I kind of have a little fun segment here, and we're gonna call this one the speed round. I'm just gonna ask you some random questions that some don't have anything to do with wrestling, some do. And single leg or double leg?
I've been going doubles.
Doubles?
Doubles.
Some Jordan Burroughs doubles, or just Rico Montoya doubles?
Deshaun Brown, man. Deshaun Brown was good back in the day with them doubles.
College major?
Biomed.
Hometown, who you repping?
Las Vegas, New Mexico.
I'm repping some other community too, right?
Tecolote, man. Tecolote.
Thing you miss most about New Mexico?
Chili, for sure. I've been making it back at home, but it's not the same. It's just showing up and it being there, you know?
Yeah. So I guess in that regard, red or green?
Red.
Red? Awesome. Dude, do you have anything that you want to add? Any shout-outs you want to give? Anything like that?
Just thank everybody that's helped me get to this point so far, and hopefully not stay stagnant. Got to keep on moving and get on the podium next year.
Right on, Rico. We really appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to do this interview, and I know a lot of people are going to be excited to see this and, you know, kind of be able to catch up with what you're doing. Definitely best of luck, and look forward to seeing more of you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Rico.